Norwegian Jade was formerly known as Pride of Hawaii. However, since her renovation in 2008, she's been traveling the Mediterranean under her new name. Choose one of many routes and explore the sights along the Mediterranean coast. On board, there are a total of 15 decks, able to house 2,388 passengers and 1,067 crew members. On the ship, you can enjoy the flexibility of freestyle cruising all year round. The Norwegian Jade has the perfect cabin for you, regardless of whether you come aboard as a family with children, as a couple, or as a solo traveler. With a total of 1,233 cabins, there is no lack of choice. The Haven complex provides very special housing. It comprises of spacious and luxurious suites with butler and concierge services, which also grant exclusive access to the Haven courtyard. With 19 international dining options, the Norwegian Jade also offers amazing flexibility in terms of cuisine. You can dine elegantly or enjoy a buffet, which includes live cooking stations. From Italian pastas to Asian cuisine to hearty steaks, there is something for every taste. An especially romantic highlight is the French cuisine at Le Bistro, offering spectacular ocean views from every table. In the Mandara Spa, you can be pampered with massages and beauty treatments. For those who want to stay fit while on holiday, there is an ultra-modern fitness center, a jogging track, and sport pitches. And while you exercise, your kids can either, depending on their age, have fun in the Treetop Kids Club or the Wipeout Teen Club. There are plenty of entertainment options on the Norwegian Jade. You can watch fantastic shows in the Stardust Theatre every night, dance the night away at the White Hot Party, or try your luck at the Jade Club Casino. Meet and make new friends over a drink in one of the 13 bars and lounges. Come aboard the Norwegian Jade and discover the endless possibilities of freestyle cruising. For further information, visit our website or simply call us free of charge. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Kerrie Niemeier, and I'm the Marketing and Sales Director for Wells Gray Tours here in Kelowna. And really thrilled to be here this morning to talk about this very unique itinerary. And we have a special guest joining us. She's just signing on. There she is. Welcome. This is Fatima. She is our Regional Sales Marketing Manager for the Western part for Norwegian Cruise Line. So welcome, Fatima. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me, and welcome everyone. And looking forward to being with all of you guys for the next 30 minutes.
Oh, it's actually going to be a 3-hour webinar.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Well, I can cover that time.
Hopefully everyone refilled their coffees before they joined us. This itinerary has so many unique destinations on it. We might be here for a little while. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to try to keep it to around 30-40 minutes this morning, but really excited to talk about this cruise. It's an 18-day cruise on the Norwegian Jade, sailing from Dubai to Athens. So of course, transiting through the Suez Canal, which is one of the engineering marvels of the 1860s, which shortened that trip from Europe to the Indian Ocean by almost 9,000 kilometers. So pretty unique. And there aren't that many cruise lines that actually transit through the Suez Canal. So we're very fortunate to partner with Norwegian for this very unique itinerary. There are so many renowned places on this tour. Of course, visiting the ancient lands of Arabia. We go to Egypt. We're going to go into the Middle East and then finish on the Eastern Mediterranean. And Fatima and I were chatting this morning, and we both really want to do this tour after getting ready for this.
It's on my
Bucket list destinations on this trip after getting this webinar organized. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just a couple housekeeping things. We are recording this morning. So if for any reason you had trouble signing on or you missed the live show, don't worry. I'm going to email out the link to this recording after the webinar today. And if you have any questions that pop up throughout this morning, just hold on to them, and at the end we'll open it up for some questions, and you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat box, and myself or Fatima will try and answer those for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. And how are we looking? Fatima, can you just tell me you can see the screen okay there?
It's in presenter mode.
Presenter
Great.
mode.
That's what we want.
No, you want to switch it.
That's what I thought. Okay. See, it's not showing that on my computer. All right. So let's try that again. Always technology. Here we go.
Only 33 participants.
Nope. She's still not doing it. Oh, come on, you computer. Now I'm frozen. Oh, dear. Am I freezing? I'm frozen on my end.
You're good now, Kerrie.
Here we go. We're good? Great. Here we go. Let's get started. Okay. Sorry about that. Here we are. So we have the Dubai and Suez Canal cruise. So this trip is leaving February 8th of 2022. It is a 28-day itinerary. It is a tour of 25, which means the Wells Grade tours, we are only selling 25 seats. So we're taking a small group, and we do want to encourage you to book very early. The final payment for this trip is in October, the first week of October. And what happens after that final payment date is the NCL will then recall the staterooms. And because this is such a unique itinerary, the ship is filling up very, very quickly. So we will not get more access to any more staterooms. So we just have that maximum of those 25 people. So we just want to point that out. And also it is an activity level 2. And all of our tours, we rate activity level 1, 2, or 3. And we just want to have you be aware of that, because we are going to some unique destinations and doing some fun things like riding camels and going out in the desert. We just want to make sure your mobility level can handle all of the attractions. So for the Wells Grade Tours portion, we will have a tour director from Wells Grade Tours accompanying you for the entire duration of this tour. We will be leaving on Tuesday, February 8th, and the departures will come out of your home cities. So depending on whether you're from the interior, the Lower Mainland, or Victoria, you'll be traveling by coach over to New Westminster. We do go 1 day early, and that is just because we have an afternoon flight the next day. But it's really nice. We have an overnight stay at the Inn at the Quay, beautiful property located right on the water on the Fraser River. And a dinner is included this night to get orientated with your group. So you have a nice way just to kind of get relaxed before the long flight the next day. So then on day 2, which is Wednesday, February 9th, you'll have the morning is leisure. You can walk along the boardwalk at the quay, enjoy a nice breakfast, and then we will make our way to the airport, and our flight will be leaving on Lufthansa and departing out in the late afternoon. Then the third day, which is February 10th, so we will be flying to Frankfurt. We change planes in Frankfurt, and then we continue to Dubai. And we arrive in Dubai about 10 p.m. The time there is an 11-hour difference, so it's ahead of Pacific time. But we have a bilingual guide who will also meet us, our driver and our coach, at the international airport, and then take us to our hotel in Dubai, which is the Aloft Dubai Creek Hotel, which you can see in the photograph. Gorgeous property. And we have a 3-night stay here in Dubai.
Kerrie, sorry to interrupt. Your
Yes.
slides are not moving ahead.
They're not moving?
No,
Okay. Which slide are you seeing?
the welcome one.
Oh. Okay. Mine. That's interesting. Okay, we'll just, I'm just gonna close everything down and reopen it. You guys wanna see all these pictures? So let's just try, we'll just try again.
Looks good, Kerrie.
Amazing. Okay, so we're back. So I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Inn at the Quay. So this is our first night we stay here. Just wanted to show you the picture of this lovely hotel that we have a night and leisure morning at. Then we board a Lufthansa flight in late afternoon, which takes us all the way to Dubai. And then we are at the Aloft Dubai Creek Hotel, which is this hotel in the photo. Very modern hotel. So we are here for 3 nights, and we have 3 days touring around Dubai, which is one of the most unique cities in the world. Of course, there's some amazing historical sites, very futuristic architecture, and really out of this world attractions. So we have an 8-hour tour included our first day to see all of these sites. One of the sites, the famous Palm Jumeirah, which is the world's largest man-made island. It's comprised of shopping malls, restaurants, hotels. There's 22 luxurious hotels on this island, and it couldn't be built from concrete because they wanted it to blend into the surroundings. So it has been built from sand and gravel. So it's just an amazing city, and we are going to tour here, and I just have a short video to show you about Palm Jumeirah. Hopefully it will work.
Palm Jumeirah is often proclaimed the 8th wonder of the world. A symbol of creativity and ambition, this huge tree-shaped island was built from sand, rock and sheer determination.
What keeps it all in place is this 11-kilometre breakwater crescent. Lined with 5-star hotels, this protective halo has 2 openings either side that allows the famously clear blue waters to flow with the tide.
78,000 residents call Palm Jumeirah home, living in luxury apartment blocks on the trunk and private gated estates on the fronds. It's also the address of some of Dubai's most exclusive hotel accommodation, from Anantara's overwater villas to Atlantis' underwater suites. Elsewhere at skyline-defining Atlantis, there's a world-class water park and a network of aquariums filled with 65,000 marine inhabitants. And, for a truly surreal experience, you can even walk among them. Or perhaps you prefer to fly.
The latest way to get a bird's eye view of this man-made megastructure is in a gyrocopter.
Similar to helicopters, these 2-seat aircraft reach heights of 1,500 feet. Another way to explore Palm Jumeirah is by sea, and the 78-kilometre shoreline is dotted with idyllic seaside destinations.
The Club Vista Mare is tucked away on the eastern trunk. Very popular destination for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and 1-star attraction of Vista Mare is its pool in the sea.
And the new Palm Tower will showcase a wraparound infinity pool on the 50th floor, providing unparalleled views of this iconic island.
All right, so pretty neat architecture. So we're going to spend some time touring around there. From there, we also will visit the Atlantis Hotel, which they were just speaking about briefly there in the video. And then in the afternoon, we are going to go and ride up the Burj Khalifa, which is the world's tallest building. And it's basically a vertical city. There is one hotel inside and 900 apartments. And if you're in the market to rent an apartment, you can rent a 2-bedroom apartment in this building for around $200,000 a year. Just very, very expensive. It took 6 years to build this building and 22 man hours. And it cost $1 billion. just amazing. And the elevator, so we are going to take the elevator all the way to the top. It moves 10 meters per second. So it will take us just 1 minute to get to the very top to see this remarkable views of all of the city of Dubai. And then the next day, so we're on to our day 5 of our trip. We are going to visit the spice market. We have another sort of full day touring around. We will go to the Niemeier Mosque. This is one of the most iconic landmarks in Dubai. It adopts an open doors and open minds policy, which means the mosque, it welcomes visitors of all faiths to admire the surroundings and learn about the local culture. It is large enough to hold up to 1,200 worshippers at a time. And the entire building was built from white stone. So that's just, you can see in the corner. And then we are also going to get a very nice view along the beach of the Burj Al Arab, which this is the Tower of the Arabs. And it is said to be the world's only 7-star hotel, and also the third tallest hotel in the world. And it can sleep 110 guests and has magnificent views around Dubai. Now, the good news is we're going to go and see the hotel. The bad news is, unfortunately, we are not going to stay there. It is very, very expensive. The cheapest room you can possibly get starts around $1,400 US a night. And they also have the most expensive hotel suites in the world, which run around $24,000 US a night, if you can believe that. So we are not, unfortunately, going to stay there, but we are going to go and see it. And even a meal in the restaurant starts around $238 per person US. So pretty fancy place. And then, so that's in the morning. Then in the afternoon, this is probably, I think, one of the most thrilling parts for me of Dubai. We're going to go out onto the desert. First, we go out into the vehicles. So we'll be riding the vehicles across the dunes. We're there for sunset, and there is the option to also ride camels. So I think that's just going to be fantastic. Then in the evening, we are going to watch a belly dancing performance and also have a barbecue buffet dinner. So some pretty unique, fun things to do in Dubai. So we'll be keeping quite busy. Then on day 6, on the Sunday, we have some free time in the morning. There is shopping malls located right near the hotel if you would like to do some shopping. And then around noon, we're going to drive down to the dock and board the Norwegian Jade. And now from here, I'm going to pass it over to Fatima, who is going to tell us all about the Jade and what it's like to sail with them. So here we go.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I want to go so badly. Okay. I hope everybody can see my screen. So we're just about to board the Norwegian Jade. So just a little bit about the Jade. She was actually, she went through complete dry dock about 3 years ago. So she's one of our smallest ships. So if anyone that hasn't traveled on Norwegian, something that makes us different from everybody else is that we're freestyle cruising. So what does that mean? Total flexible experience, no assigned dining times, resort casual attire, and then also lots of different types of nightly entertainment. So if you're not into the Broadway shows, if you're more into the comedy shows, or just sitting by the bar and watching, you know, people dancing or singing, there's lots of different options for you for the nightly entertainment. The other nice thing about our ship is it is built for freestyle cruising. So when I go through the size, you'll see that we have lots of different options for dining, so that you're able to experience all the different types of cuisines that we offer. If you're just into pub food, we also offer a 24-hour pub. So there's lots of different options for you, and that's what makes us different with the freestyle cruising. So here's just a little picture of the Jade. So the Jade, she was built in 2011, and like I had just mentioned, she has gone through a complete dry dock about 3 years ago. And she's actually one of our smallest ships. So she's very quaint. You don't feel like there's lots of people on the ship, just because there's so many options. There's so much to do throughout the day and also in the evening. So that's one nice thing about the Jade. So for dining, you have lots of options for dining. We have the Oceans pub, which that picture disappeared. I don't know what happened, technology. So with Oceans pub, it's our Irish pub. It is open 24/7. So if you've slept in and you haven't made it to the buffet breakfast, you can actually go to Oceans and have an a la carte breakfast. So you can choose what types of eggs you want. The other nice thing I like about Oceans pub is if you're, watching a late comedy show at one of our venues and you're craving, wings and a beer at like 2 a.m, you can go and have a big snack or a drink before you go back to your stateroom. Then we also have the Garden Cafe. So our Garden Cafe is our buffet. So lots of different options. If you love Indian food, it is the best Indian food in our buffet. That's where I always go. And all of my coworkers, when we're on the ship, that's where we always go, is to the Indian section of the buffet. And this is Al-Azhar. So this is another one of our main dining rooms. So on all of our ships, we have 2 main dining rooms. So we have the larger dining room, and then we have a smaller dining room. So because we find that a lot of guests might not like the big dining room with a lot of people. They tend to like more of the restaurant style dining room. So we have that option there for you. So it just makes it a little bit easier. This one here is the Jasmine Garden, which is our sushi bar, delicious sushi, and it's made when you order, so it doesn't sit there for a couple of hours. And then of course, here's the Grand Pacific. So this is a picture of the main large dining room, which is at the aft of the ship. And then one place that I love, we're always indoors all the time, especially with your itinerary. It's such an amazing itinerary. So you want to be able to be out as much as you want to enjoy when you're reaching a port, is the Grand Outdoors. So the Grand Outdoors is attached to our Garden Cafe. So you also have the option to sit outside, and they also have a mini buffet section out in this area. Or you can actually go and grab your meal at the main buffet and then bring it out to the Great Outdoors. So it gives you that option if you want to be indoors or outdoor of the ship. I'm so excited that you guys are getting the specialty dining package with your cruise because we have so many different options for specialty restaurant. We have Cagney's Steakhouse, which is our steakhouse. If you do go, you must try the lobster mashed potatoes. We have La Cucina, which is our Italian restaurant, which is all homemade pasta in our kitchens. We have the Moderno Churrasco, which is the Brazilian. So they actually go around and you choose what meats you want. You must try the grilled pineapple. It's one of my favorites. And then, of course, we have the Bistro, which is our French restaurant. Must have the French onion soup. Then the Tempanyaki. The Tempanyaki is, it's a great show. They actually cook in front of you. They make, you know, the eggs into hearts. They make the rice into, it's a fun evening of singing, and they make your dinner and lots of laughs. So we also have the Java Cafe with a bake shop, which that's located in the atrium. So if, you know, in the afternoon, you've come back from touring, and you're just wanting something before dinner, you can actually go down to the cafe shop and then grab a treat. We have fantastic cupcakes and macaroons. And then something else that we have lots of is lots of lounge areas. So we actually have about 15 bars and lounges on this ship. So we have the Atrium Cafe and Bar. We have the casino for anyone that loves to gamble. We have the Magnesium Champagne and Wine Bar. So if you're a wine drinker. There's also the Mixers Martini and Cocktail Bar. And then of course, there's the Surfers Up, which is outside by the pool area. So you really, if you're wherever you're lounging, you don't really have to walk far to grab a drink. And with your package, you have the beverage package. So it's you don't have to walk like 15 minutes to go and grab a drink. So that's the nice thing about the Norwegian Jade. There's also a cigar bar. So if you're into cigars, there's a room there. There's the Sprinkler Lounge and also the Shake Bar. So lots for you guys to enjoy the sea days. And also, of course, we can't forget about the Stardust Theater. So we do have 3 shows on the Jade, which we have the Blazing Boots. We have Elements, which is like a cirque show, and then Palace of Lights. So we do offer all the shows, and they are free of charge. We normally have the 2 shows every evening. So normally we have an early show around 7:30, and then there's a later show that's at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So options for you, especially for dinners, if you're planning on doing a dinner at a specific time. And then, of course, we can't forget the onboard activities. Lots to do. We offer art gallery. There's a card room. So if you just want to, you know, relax and grab and play some cards, play some games, the card room actually has a large selection of different types of games, card games, that you can actually even take some of the games into your stateroom if you want to just play in your own area. And then, of course, there's a picture of the casino, a fitness center. That's one place I always take my my fitness clothes, and then it ends at the bottom of the suitcase because there's so much other things to do than, of course, going to the fitness center. But if you are looking for fitness during your vacation, there is a complete fitness center. And we also have personal trainers also that can help you out. And then, of course, if you're wanting to play basketball, volleyball, tennis, we have a walking track. There's also a rock climbing wall. So if you're feeling like doing that kind of stuff, we offer all of that on the ship. Here's an area of the pool area. So when we actually redid the ship 3 years ago, that was one of the main areas that we revamped entirely. So I don't know if anyone has traveled on any of the Jewel class ships. We used to have those beautiful plastic palm trees by the pool area. Those have all been removed, and they've just made it more modern, of course, the pool area. This here is the spa, so our thermal suites. So if you're wanting to get a massage, we have the Mandura Spa and Salon. And then, like I had mentioned, we have the jogging and the walking track. And then, of course, if you're taking the kids, we do offer video arcades. You know, I actually want to hang out at the video arcade sometimes when I'm traveling with my son. We have the Entourage for the teenagers, Splash Academy, and then, of course, we have a library. So if you're not wanting to pack all of your books, we do have a really good selection of different books in the library if you want to borrow. I'm actually just showing the staterooms so that you sort of know what the decor is of the staterooms. So that was another thing that got redone with our dry dock was the decor of the staterooms. So this is a balcony, which has a nice sitting area. And then, of course, you want to spend a lot of time outdoors. You also have the balcony that has chairs for you too. And of course, a full bathroom for you also. This one here is the ocean view stateroom. So just for you to see how the design of the staterooms are. So, and then I get the ladies at Wells Gray, they have all the information for you with the different types of staterooms that they're offering. So I'm really jealous. This itinerary is actually very high demand. It is high demand. It's an itinerary that's on everybody's bucket list. And it's a one-time itinerary that Norwegian offers. We offer these itineraries maybe once a year, and sometimes not even, just because it's such a unique itinerary. So this one is an 18-day cruise. Like I mentioned, it's on the Norwegian Jade. So we're gonna go through the itinerary, some of the areas. So like Kerrie had mentioned, Dubai, it is the fast growing city. The most popular area of Dubai is the Dubai Marina. I'm not gonna go much more because I'm gonna repeat what Kerrie had mentioned, but I know that I've had friends go to Dubai and they're like, you know, it's one of those itineraries, one of those cities that you always wanna go back to, and it's just so different. Like they went skiing, and it's like hot weather, so there's so much to do. It's so I'm jealous. So yeah, your next stop is Dubai in the United Arab. So this is on the island of Persian Gulf, and this is the Sikh Guide Grand Mosque, and it is architectural, oh my goodness, I can't talk, wonder that is one of the most largest mosaics. So you will be able to see this. So it's one of the world's largest. So that is one of the options that you'll get to visit. The next is Salaha in Oman. This city was actually found in the 13th century. It is actually the Al Hussam's palace, this one right here. And then you also have the old Hafasuk, which is famous for incense and also traditional souvenirs. So with one of the tours, you'll be able to experience these three places. And then off to Egypt. So you actually sail into the Red Sea. You have the Luxor on the Nile River, which is the city, which is built on and around the ancient city of Thebes. So you also then afterwards board a felucca sailing boat and sail on the Nile. So, and then after that, you get to visit the Temple of Kamaka, which was built it took 2,000 years for them to build the temple. And then of course, we can't forget, you'll get to visit the Luxor temple. So here is the Suez Canal, which you actually will get to sail. So this canal connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea, and it is actually constructed by the Suez Canal Company between the 1859 and 1869. So you actually will get to be able to, you'll get to sail all the way through, which is an amazing experience, one lifetime that you can come back and talk about it to all your friends and family. And then you'll actually have a stop in Haifa, Israel, where here you'll visit the Mount Carmel, which is amazing views of Haifa and the Bahali Garden. So that is the views. And then you also get to visit Nazareth. So you get to visit the Basilica of, which is the largest Christian church in the Middle East. And then also you get to go to the Church of Multiplication, where, if anyone that is Catholic, is where it was believed that Jesus performed the miracle of the 2 fish and the 5 loaves. So that's one area that you'll get to visit. And then the island of, you'll go to this area here, which you'll actually get to see the Kerman Amphitheater, the house with colorful mosaics, which the floor is dated to the 5th century. So that is amazing. And you also get to go to the Colossal Castle, which was built in the 13th century. And then off to Rhodes, which is best known for the Colossus of Rhodes. And also make sure to visit the archipelago of Lindos, which is, I think, also a part of your itinerary. So just amazing views. So the pictures that you will be able to take. And then off to Athens. So you will arrive in Parassus, Greece. And from there, you'll actually drive up. And on the way to Athens, you'll actually see the Temple of Olympian, Jesus, the Hadrian's Arch, and also the Pantheon Stadium, which was the site of the first modern Olympic Games in 1896. So that is this area here. So this is the old Olympics, where the old Olympics game was in 1896. So. And then, of course, the last will be Delphi, which is set on the slopes of Mount Parnassus. It's the remains of the sanctuary of the Apollo, dated from the 4th century of BC. So make sure that you do visit the temple of Delphi. So yeah, so I'm just now going to pass it over to Kerrie.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Fatima. Oh, there are so many historical sites on that itinerary.
I know. Yeah, it's amazing.
And I have a couple more slides, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Hopefully it works. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see this now. So we are going to arrive in Greece, as Fatima said, and our tour guide is still with us from Wells Gray Tours. Now we will have a Greek guide and coach meet us, and we're going to drive into nearby Athens. And Fatima mentioned some of those architectural masterpieces that we are going to see in Greece. A couple other ones that are included on the guided tour is we do see the Paratha Pouleia, which is the monumental gateway to Athens. So we definitely take a stop there. And we're also going to see the Parathenon, which is the former temple, which is on the right-hand side of the slideshow here, this picture, which was dedicated to the goddess Athena. And she was considered their patroness in those times. The Parathenon was constructed in 447 BC, and that is when the Athena Empire was the peak of its power. We're going to learn all about the history there. And the next day, which is the Friday, as Fatima mentioned, we will go to the Temple of Delphi, and we're going to walk the sacred way all the way to the Athenaeum treasury.
Sorry, Kerrie, again, there's no slides showing.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. Wonder why that is. Let's just try again. We're having some laptop issues in the Kelowna office today, but patience is something I have learned during COVID, and plan A, B, and C is also something. So let's try again. My computer doesn't want to work today. How are we looking now, Stephanie?
Still nothing. Did you click
Okay.
share screen?
Yeah. Okay, let's just, so close, ladies and gentlemen. There are some good photos that we do want to share with you. Hang in there, we're almost done. We only have a couple more minutes here, so let's see if we can get through this together.
Looks good, Kerrie.
We're there, great. Okay, so we'll backtrack a little bit. On the left, this is the Praipulea, and it is the monumental gateway to Athens. So we are going to stop here. Then on the right, you see the Parthenon, and this is the formal temple to the goddess of Athena. So we are going to stop there as well. And then we talked about the historical site of Delphi. So we are going to visit the Delphi and walk the sacred way to the Athenian treasury. And we have 3 nights in this area, and we are staying at a 4-star hotel. This is the Amelia Hotel, located in a beautiful area, sort of on the banks of the Mediterranean. A gorgeous pool, and we also have a free day here to enjoy the resort or the numerous attractions that Athens has. So if there's anything we've missed that you would like to do, and there's lots of a variety of shopping. So you have a full free day, which is nice before we venture back home. So a day of rest before our big day traveling. So that's our last day, which is the 27th day of the tour. On the Sunday, we will fly on Lufthansa from Athens to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt on to Vancouver. We'll arrive into Vancouver in the mid-afternoon, and we are going to overnight for those interior guests at the airport hotel, which is the Pacific Gateway Hotel, before making our way back home. Okay, so I apologize for the technology sharing of my screen, but hopefully we made it through. Now, just a couple of things I would like to mention. As Fatima mentioned in her presentation, we are offering all of the extras on this trip. Often when you travel on a cruise, the port taxes, the gratuities, the shore excursions, the beverage package, the specialty restaurants, all of that is extra. But Wells Gray Tours has included that on this tour, which is great. So all of those charges are included. You get $100 per stateroom shipboard credit as well. So Wells Gray Tours has 8 shore excursions included. So many of the tours that we talked about this morning are included. You do not have to pay extra. And the couple ports we visit, they are not included. You will have that $100 shipboard credit to use towards that. The beverage package is included, and also those 5 specialty restaurants. So you can eat and drink your hearts away, which you're going to need to do because it's a long cruise, 18 days on the ship. You want to have lots of time to enjoy all the different food. And also included is 250 minutes of free internet. So that's a really nice bonus because you're going to be away, and if you want to get in touch with people, the internet will be included. And I think one of the big highlights as well is when we are in Egypt, we do the 2-day excursion. So we're actually overnighting in Luxor and staying at a 5-star hotel. So we have 2 full days touring around Luxor, and then a 5-star overnight, and then we get back on the Jade to continue. So yeah, some really exciting highlights included. So I just wanted to point out all of that. As I mentioned at the beginning, we only have 25 seats available to match up with that number of staterooms, which we are selling until early October. Basically that first week of October, then Norwegian can take those staterooms away from us if they haven't been sold. And the ship is filling up quickly because this is such a sort of bucket list itinerary. So we just want to keep in mind with that. If you have any questions, go ahead now, please. You can pop them in the chat box and myself or Fatima will try and answer them for you. And if not, if you're interested in this itinerary, the full itinerary is available through Wells Gray Tours, and you can call any one of the local offices or email myself, and we'll make sure we get that itinerary sent out to you. If anyone's looking for a partner, I think I can be available in February of 2022.
And me too.
Yep. Love to go on this trip. Just looking, it doesn't look like we have any questions. That means we must have covered lots. There is so many highlights on this trip. It's our itinerary itself is 9 pages long. So it took Roland some time to write this itinerary. But I just want to say thank you on behalf of Wells Gray Tours for joining us this morning. And thank you to Fatima for joining us and teaching us all about the Norwegian Jade. And we know that the future is looking bright and travel is restoring and the cruises are sailing and ships are filling up quick. We have a Hawaii cruise with NCL and it has already sold out for next year. And they have no availability on any of their departures out of Hawaii. I think they're pretty much all full for the winter. So it's great. People are back on board and
they are.
Sail. Yay.
Yeah, we're busy. We're busy.
Great.
Everybody's booking, you know, so which is fantastic.
Well,
We
that's
all
great.
went out.
We just have one question coming in. I'll just read that. It's from B. Smith, and she's just asking about any COVID concerns. I know on behalf of Wells Gray Tours, we are requiring anyone who travel with us to be fully vaccinated, and I believe that is NCL's requirement as well. And I mean, it's just a fluid changing situation. Of course, we watch it very, very carefully. If there's any concerns of the tour not moving ahead because of a COVID concern or not being able to enter one of the countries because of it, we would have to cancel the tour or postpone. I mean, we are watching it very carefully, which I believe NCL is as well.
We are too. Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Unfortunately, it's a day-to-day sort of world that we live in, but the nice thing, reassuring thing is that, you know, people are being vaccinated, and in most places we're visiting, people are vaccinated, and we're requiring people to be vaccinated. So we're moving forward at a good pace, which I think is great. So, all right. Any other final questions? We had one lady just say she couldn't get the audio this morning, so I apologize for that. This was recorded, and I will send out the recording to everyone. So hopefully once you rewatch it, you'll be able to get the sound. Okay, Linda is asking, just one more question coming in here. Has Canada finally removed the no cruising in its recommendations? You want to answer that, Fatima?
I know that as of November of this year, cruise ships will be coming into Canada. But of course, we don't have itineraries that sail in through Canada from November through till May. But yeah, they have lifted it starting in November.
I remember reading that announcement and thinking, oh, that's kind of ironic because the cruises really don't leave from Canada out of those ports. Our sailings really don't start till 2022. But I guess the good news is that the restrictions will have lifted and we still have quite a few months to get things in gear when the ships will actually visit the ports.
Exactly. So yeah, our Alaska season for next year is booking pretty quickly. So yeah, so we're back.
Yay. Okay, we have one more question coming in. Okay, and it is price range. So depends on the stateroom. Inside rooms start around $11,760. You can go anywhere up to $14,000 to a balcony room. So this question, just give us your local office a call and we can let you know what staterooms we have available for what price. But basically you're looking from between $12,000 and $15,000 per person. Linda is saying correct for that comment, but it still doesn't make it certain. I think, okay, so Linda asked about the Canada removing the no cruising recommendations, which they have removed them to start in November. So
Mhm.
yes, as of November, the government has said cruise ships can start porting in Canada. So those restrictions will have been lifted in November. And I think what myself and Fatima were just saying is that we actually won't have cruises docking at that time. But the restrictions have lifted, and then by the time cruises actually dock in May, they should still be lifted because they will have been lifted in November of 2021. So we are looking great to move forward.
And one thing with Norwegian, which also follows in Canadian, is that we only sail with fully vaccinated guests. So all of our staff and all of our guests are tested and are fully vaccinated on all of our ships. So, which is an advantage for us at Norwegian with the Canadian government.
Awesome. And just depending on the itinerary, this itinerary, none of those wouldn't apply because we're flying obviously and porting out of Dubai.
That's right.
Same with Hawaii. We actually fly to Hawaii and port out of Hawaii. And then B is just asking for single prices. I don't have those in front of me. I'm sorry, B. I would just give your office a call and we can look them up. They're in a reservation system. I just don't have them at my fingertips, but we can definitely quote you those single prices. And I think that's it. So thank you so much. Thanks, Fatima. And
thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And we hope you enjoyed this and safe and happy travels.